Ah, bonjour YouTube, and welcome to Paris. I'm going to be showing you a little bit around town where I like to shoot. We're going to have a couple of guests on the show. Où j'aime faire les photos, mais oui. We're at the Louvre, a spot that I've shot at many times, and we're here making hopefully a great image. I've come up with an idea which is, well, because it's raining, we've got a lot of reflections coming down. So we've got quite a lot of empty space here, so I'm trying to get the pyramid in, get someone walking ideally diagonally or something. I don't really want like this kind of direction where these two are going, but with an umbrella of some sort. This kind of thing. He had an I Love Paris umbrella, which is always nice. Paris is a beautiful city to photograph, but it's not one of the easiest. The people of Paris are a lot more particular about having their picture taken than, let's say, the average Londoner. Here are my top tips for blending in with the locals. People of Paris are very stylish, so I've decked myself out with this maroon beret. They're also a big fan of bags, so carrying a lovely designer bag. This one was surprisingly cheap. A baguette. We've got a light up croissant. If you want to burnish your intellectual credentials, you're going to want to get a book by maybe a theologian or a philosopher such as Descartes, or choose the book I've got on Napoleon. Everyone bloody loves him. The book must be the right size so that it just protrudes from the pocket, thus establishing I'm a man of culture. A true Parisian would not be seen without a cigarette. Book in the right, cigarette in the left. The public are just accepting you as one of them, but you aren't actually reading. Pat, 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 pat. Ash of the cigarette, back into the book. And those are my top tips for blending in like a local here in Paris. Bonjour. So, we've brought the weather from London over to Paris. We're outside Gare Saint-Lazare, where Henri Cartier-Bresson took a defining photograph that inspired many thousands of photographers to start the genre. Shot round the corner. Let's go have a look. It attracts quite a lot of photographers, this place. There's one right now. I think that's Matt Stuart, the renowned street photographer.
Alan, Schaller.
Stuart!
How are you, sir?
Very good.
Oh, I'm doing my annual pilgrimage to the decisive moment.
Yeah, this is where the decisive moment was perhaps invented.
It was taken from up here, 50mm lens, man jumping a puddle.
We've actually been in Paris Photo together, haven't we?
We have indeed.
Meeting a lot of like-minded people.
100% photography. The thing I've realised is, and it's something that I write about in my book, is that basically bad weather, good photographs. This is like 10 out of 10 bad.
No light.
No light, a lot of wet.
Sideways rain.
But what you got to do is try and get yourself up for it, get out there and make some pictures.
If you go out shooting on a day like this, congrats, you love street photography. Oh, my fucking eye! Matt and I were in Los Angeles together once.
Yes.
And we had this thing where we'd walk the same street twice, once with the sun in the face of the subjects for Matt, and then we'd go back the other way so that it would be backlit for me.
That's why we like each other.
That's why we like each other, because we're not treading on each other's
shadows.
Yeah, we are, yeah. I bloody love Paris though.
Yeah, it's
actually
great. It's fantastic.
It's kind of exotic for an Englishman, isn't it?
But also like the gestures and the way people communicate with each other, and also just like the sort of mess of the streets. For me, I find it so much more
chaotic.
Interesting and chaotic than London.
Yeah.
Shall we go into that cafe?
It's Très Parisien.
Let's do that.
Here's going to be a little slideshow, Matt Stuart's greatest hits. What's your most famous image, Matthew?
Well, it'd be a toss-up between a pigeon and a leaf.
And a peacock.
A peacock.
And a skip.
And a skip.
A photographer's entire career, when you add up, like it's a thousandth of a second here, defines your career.
Yeah.
He's off shooting. Paris.
Paris. Proper working city, not just a museum city. So you go to Pisa to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Paris, you obviously come to see the Eiffel Tower, but there's a hell of a lot more. It did not get bombed during the Second World War, which means a lot of it is still intact. Great thing about France and Paris in particular is the history of street photography that comes from Paris, from Edward Boubin, and then of course there's Bresson. Street photography to me does kind of start with the French.
I find that the French are a lot more aware of the camera than in England, than Londoners.
That's because they own their copyright.
They own their copyright here. So there's a question I always get asked is the legality around street photography. In most countries, in fact, the copyright belongs to the photographer. In France, the copyright belongs to the subject. So you are potentially liable if someone finds themselves in a street photograph, even if it's just published, not just for advertising use. It's a little bit sketchy like that.
All right, cut.
So I'm currently shooting the M10 monochrome with the 24 Alixe. Matt, what are you on?
I'm on an M10P and I'm using a 35 1.4 Alixe.
Both big fans of the M10 series, aren't we?
Absolutely, yeah. In the Netherlands, 3. Yeah. 4. Thank you very much.
Just to get in the mood for these videos, I'm just going to watch a bit of inspiration.
This is always the place. If you don't plan what you're going to say all day.
I call upon the gods, send me an interiors photographer who's great in colour. It's Alixe outside our favourite store. Let's pretend we're talking.
About what? About...
Here is a selection of Alix's fantastic work coming up now.
I'm a photographer whose subject is mainly the spirit of place, basically capturing the essence and atmosphere of a place. Pretty often described as atmospheric, rich in colour, quite dramatic.
What is it you like about Paris?
People are well dressed, architecture is beautiful, like relentlessly inspiring. It's like a set.
Let's go out and hit the street. Hop là! My favourite parts to shoot, Jardin des Tuileries, the areas around the Louvre and inside the Louvre. I love the metro. I really like this whole district here. I'm about to take off. We're going to begin the holy incantation to bring out the light for us so we may take good photos. Like a sun.
Like a sun. Like a sun.
It's working!
It's out.
I've got quite a lot of pictures in here in this exact spot actually. Allow me to break down a little bit how I'm approaching this scene. You know in the Terminator when it scans all the different things, that's what I do for street photography. So I'm really liking this puddle. I'm also seeing this chair here, I'm really liking this area. I'm liking the line made by the fence, maybe shooting through, like getting the diamonds up close with one person fitting within one. But if you want to come close to me, so I'm shooting at a very deep aperture, f16, depending on where I put myself. So I can frame people. So you see this chap over here, these guys. I can put them in their own little space. But I want to get someone within one of these triangles. Of all the stuff here, this is not the obvious shot. I think it's a far more clever shot than just the Eiffel Tower with someone next to it, you know? You can hear the cogs of the photographer's brain are turning. It's very unobtrusive, you're not disturbing people. People are going to keep walking through, guaranteed. So yeah, I just got it, live on camera. That photo is this one.
Just like, you know, the person's walking in a way that feels dynamic, and there is a little puddle in the middle.
Backlit, got all of the texture going on, good light.
Exactly.
Good light, subject, environment and perspective. It's what I keep going on about. We need t-shirts with that. Like a sun. Look at this glory, the sunshine. In the comment section, I want to see like a sun.
If you've made it this far.
If you've made it this far through the video, then comment like a sun. Something strange has been happening, and all these words, beaucoup de mots, ça arrive dans ma tête. Ah ben dis donc, qu'est-ce qui se passe? Je suis français maintenant. Ouais, bienvenue à mon YouTube. Je suis Alain Schaller. Ah, c'est mieux comme ça en Paris. Alors, on va faire du photographe du roue avec mon Leica ici, aujourd'hui. Moi, je suis français maintenant. Bonjour, you join us here live in Hotel du Sud in Paris. And I thought I was going to do a kind of stereotypical night out in Paris, so I ordered a glass of champagne, double parked, with a glass of green absinthe. We're going to do an experiment. Downing a glass of absinthe is famously brutal, but is it more brutal than a fresh glass of sparkling champagne? We're going to find out now. That is Sophia. Now I feel a little bit cuckoo. The first thing when I come to a place like this is trying to scout a new angle that I haven't shot before, one that might be interesting. And so far, this has been the shot, which is looking straight down over the edge to the steps, and it creates this kind of, without any context, that could be anything. We have the great fortune of being joined by the Queen of Valparaiso, the Fuji phenom, Éléonore Simon. So we just did a workshop together here in Paris. And for those of you who are not aware of Éléonore's work, here is some right now. How would you describe your work?
Work in black and white, and I like to add layers of mystery to everyday moments. Lots of abstraction, lots of reflections.
I've been inspired a bit, actually. If you can tell what it is immediately,
Then
it's
I
a
missed.
failed
Yeah, it's a
picture.
failed picture.
That's- My director is asking me to tell you how to do the perfect holiday snap at the Eiffel Tower. Take your phone out, point it ideally at the Eiffel Tower, press the camera button in the middle. Just like that. Let's go down there. I've got one thing I can say on the step. My favorite shot that I've ever got here was not of this. It was of this wall, this side, with no Eiffel Tower in it. Of someone walking up these steps like that. Come have a look at this frame. It's a very me kind of frame, you know? For demonstration purposes of a shot that I would like to take. Go on, Éléonore. She's walking down. Oh, hang on, that's way too quick. Looking over here? Cool. If you could give a tip to someone who's shooting here for the first time, perhaps, where?
The Louis Vuitton Foundation, Place de la République, Saint-Germain, Montmartre,
Montmartre, if you
beautiful, quaint.
got the whole Moulin Rouge thing going on, you know, if you want to coucher avec, I'm not saying that. So, a not so fun fact about Paris is this sparkling Eiffel Tower behind us
It's copyrighted.
is copyrighted. So we can't use it in the video. That's right, because it's an art installation by someone,
Exactly.
right?
So you are allowed to have the Eiffel Tower in your photos before the light comes.
But while it's at its most aesthetic, let's have it like
Black square.
yeah, just a black square. So, Paris, by day or by night, rain or sun, it offers something for photography in general. It's a hugely inspiring place. You can feel the hundreds of years of history of art and culture I think for me, soon I'm going to be coming here to make it my base instead of London, just because I really do like it that much. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video on Paris. All the best. Thank you. Merci et bonsoir. Comment, like, and subscribe.